Most people have heard of Adam Smith, maybe even John Maynard Keynes, but mention Carl Menger, more than likely you're going to get blank stares. Yet this one man, an Austrian economist in the 19th century, helped launch a school of thought that would go on to challenge the mainstream for over a century. Today we're diving into the life and the legacy of Carl Menger, the founder of the Austrian School of Economics, and his revolutionary ideas that helped reshape the way we understand value, prices, and markets. Let's get into it. Who was Carl Menger? Carl Menger was born in 1840 in what we now call Poland, then a part of the Austrian Empire. He studied law and economics and eventually became a professor at the University of Vienna. But Menger didn't just teach economics, he changed it. In 1871, Menger published a book titled Principles of Economics, or in German, Grundstat der Volkenstifterstaffel. I butchered that, yes, I know. That one book laid the foundation for the Austrian school and sparked what we now call the Marginal Revolution. Before Menger, economists believed in something called the labor theory of value. The idea that something's value came from how much labor went into producing it. It's why people thought a diamond should be less valuable than bread. Because you can't eat diamonds, but bread keeps you alive. Menger flipped that idea on its head. He argued that value is subjective. Something is worth what someone is willing to give up for it, based on their personal needs and circumstances. This insight, along with economists William Jevons in England and Leon Walras from France, became the Marginal Revolution. But Menger's version stood apart. While Jevons and Walras focused on mathematical models, Menger emphasized logic and real-world observations, an approach that would define Austrian economics from that point forward. Now let's break down some of Carl Menger's key ideas. Subjective value. Value isn't intrinsic or based on labor, but instead it's on how much someone values it at the margin. That means the first glass of water when you're dying of thirst is way more valuable than the 10th glass of water. Marginal utility. The value of goods depends on its marginal utility, the satisfaction you get from consuming one more unit. This explained why diamonds can be more expensive than bread, because diamonds are scarce and people value them more at the margin. Spontaneous order. Menger also believed that many institutions, like money, arise organically, not through government decree. He argued that money didn't come from laws, but from voluntary exchange over time, as people naturally selected the most saleable good, like gold or silver. Rejection of math as the core of economics. Menger rejected the growing obsession with equations in economics. He believed human action was too complex to be captured in math models, and the understanding and motivations required logical deduction, not algebra. Carl Menger's work inspired a generation of economists who carried the torch. Eugene von Bombewerk, who expanded on capital theory and time preference. Ludwig von Mises, who fought socialism with razor-sharp logic and is the author of Human Action, one of the best books on Austrian economics. And Friedrich Hayek, who won a Nobel Prize in 1974. And many others. Those are just the main ones. This lineage became known as the Austrian School of Economics, a school that emphasized free markets, sound money, and individual choice. While mainstream economists leaned into government control and Keynesian stimulus, Austrians warned of unintended consequences and long-term distortions. Carl Menger's ideas are more relevant than ever. In a world of central banks and printing money, governments distorting markets, and economists trusting models over reality, the Austrian school offers a radically different lens, one that starts with you, the individual making choices. So the next time someone asks who Carl Menger was, you'll know. He was the spark that lit a movement that's becoming more relevant every day in this crazy world we live in. If you found this breakdown valuable, hit that like button, leave a comment, and share the video with someone who doesn't know who Carl Menger is and wants to know more about Austrian economics. I'll see you in the next one.